Hey everybody, it's Les Sulgrove, statewide housing analyst for Iowa Realtors with your October 2025 market report. Let's jump right in and see what's happening this month, in the month of October. And what we're seeing is basically an inventory increase in both the condo townhomes and the single family market areas here. We're up almost 14% in new listings for the month in the single family side and just over 2% in the condo townhome marketplaces. We're going to look at total inventory here in just a minute. One of the cool things we're seeing, though, is that median sale price has actually been on the rise just a little bit. We're up at $250,000, which is almost 6.5% over the previous year to date here. Days on market are also up at 21 days on market. That's a 10% increase year over year. And actually, it really feels a lot more than that, but 21 days is not a long period of time. I mean, compared to the COVID years there, it probably feels that way. $244,990 is the median sale price on the condo townhome marketplace. And again, that's up as well, but just a fraction compared to the single family. And of course, 28 days on market for those. So those tend to be taking a little bit longer to sell, but this is also the time of year that those don't sell quite as fast anyway. So we're seeing some seasonality in there. As far as single family new listings, we want to look at how we're doing year over year. Now, the black line on this graphic shows you where we were last year. And with the exception of really February, we've been ahead or at least even with, and then September we were behind what we were last year. 4,466 new homes came on the market in the month of October, bucking the trend of downward turns there that we typically will see at this time of year. I think a lot of that has to do with the recent talk about mortgage interest rates. The Federal Reserve did drop the rate again for a second time this year, and I think that's kind of one of the main reasons why we're seeing an increase in inventory levels. As far as total inventory, we're currently sitting at right around 9,900 homes for sale. And again, that's been a nice increase. It's been steady every single month since March. And what we would normally say we're going to see in November is a downturn, but I think maybe this time we're going to actually see this continue to rise, maybe at least one more month if home buyers are getting out there at the last of the year here. That's going to spur on new listings. And I think that even with the slowdown of the pace of sales with days on market, we're going to see this number kind of increase maybe for one more month before we start to slow down for the end of the December marketplace. As far as condo townhomes go, we're also seeing that increase just a bit, although not much more over last year. And again, you'll see that the typical trajectory is a downward turn after October, but this one's probably going to go back down in November just because of the type of properties. The condo townhomes are normally sold more in the spring and summertime, at least in the most of the markets around the state. As far as the total number of condo townhomes for sale, we're currently sitting at almost 2,000 on the market right now, and this is the most inventory we've had in, I would say, probably 4 or 5 years. At 1,939. So if we could hit over 2,000 homes, condo townhomes on the market as we move maybe into the month of November, that would be a push, but it's certainly possible as that inventory is maybe slowing down sales, but inventory is still coming onto the market. So the trajectory from last year shows that we had an increase into November as well on that. So maybe we'll see that same kind of a turn there. This is a different graphic. We're going to start looking a little bit as we move forward through the rest of the year and into 2026. We're going to start looking a little bit more at pending inventory. And I like this graphic because it shows two different metrics on this. The brown line is the number of homes that are currently brought in under contract each month. And we're up almost 1% over a year ago this same time. But what's really kind of cool when you look at this, now the brown line again is pending inventory brought in each month, but this dashed purple line here below is where mortgage interest rates are, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate. And what you'll notice is that as interest rates go up, pending sales tend to go down. And that's kind of normal because buyers tend to feel like maybe they've missed the market or something like that at some times. Last year we had our big push in September and rates actually came really pretty low in September, early October, but the market didn't really react to that because I think in the lateness of the year, and we might see that same thing happen this year. In January, rates kind of went up a little bit, but then again, we also have our spring market where we typically will see pending inventory go up regardless. This is the spring market you see right here, and that's kind of what you're also seeing on this left-hand side in 2024. But as mortgage interest rates started to go down, they're still kind of trailing, and I think what we're going to see is probably a very, very strong spring market if interest rates stay down. So what we're really doing right now at this time of year is setting the stages for 2026. So I'm not concerned about this at all. I think this is a good, healthy number of pendings coming onto the marketplace, and I think we're going to be set just perfectly for the spring market. Looking at the market review, again, 250,000 is the median sale price. We closed just under 3,100 homes in the month of October. Most of the homes are selling within about 2 to 3% of list price. So list prices are holding pretty tight. And again, there's those new listings coming on the market. This is the single family residential. Pay attention to this 98 number here. This is the total number of homes. We're going to look at that on the next slide. And when we look at condo townhomes, current months of inventory is 3.2, which is a balanced market a seller's market right now. Once you get above 4 months of inventory, we would start to see a balanced market. And we're starting to see some of the months of supply kind of go up a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the condo townhome inventory, and we'll start at the bottom on this time. Months of inventory 4.7. So this is definitely in a balanced market here, and that's what's represented by this little blue area here. Once we get into a balanced market or pretty close to it there, the number of homes that are currently on the market, condo townhomes, are 1,939. And again, the median sale price of $244,990. Again, you can kind of see from year over year, that's about 0.2%. So not much of a change there. Currently, total inventory between the two categories is 11,837, and that's up 426 from the previous month. So that's really a good sign, again, that we're building our inventory as we're moving into the fall. It's always good to stock some, to have that inventory ready to go in the spring market, and there'll be less homes that have to jump onto the market for us at that point in time. The mapping shows us at 3,090 closed sales for the year, for the month of October for the single family category. The lighter the blue, the higher the number of the count. So this is kind of a heat map showing the lighter numbers are the higher numbers, and those are predominantly in the metros with Southwest Iowa, Sioux City, Des Moines, and Central Iowa, Mason City up here, Quad Cities, Waterloo, Iowa City, and the like here. So most of the metros are the ones that are leading the way with closed listings, but we certainly had at least one sale in each each county this month. So sometimes we miss that. So there's one county right down here in southern Iowa that just made the cut, got that closing there. As far as how the median sale price looks on this graphic here, again, this is showing what we talked about before, where we were up from $245,000 to $250,000, and we saw that same kind of a little bit of a rise last year, but this is a little bit more of a rise from $245,000 to $250,000. And again, we've outpaced our median sale price compared to 2024 all year long, and I think it's good to see that we're not really raising prices dramatically and scaring home buyers out, but this is pretty healthy, normal increases in sale prices. So we'll see what will happen at the end of the year. As far as the condo townhome market here, 412 closed listings. And again, when you see a blank county, that just means that there were no sales in those counties. Most of the condo townhome markets are in the metros. And again, Des Moines and Polk County is kind of leading the way at 101, in Polk, 63 in Dallas, and then Story County's got 11 up there. So the Iowa City, Cedar Rapids corridor comes in with just over 100 combined there as well. And to see the pricing on that, we saw a nice little bump there from $230,000 to $244,990. We will see these little larger fluctuations like that when we have less inventory because we're looking at median sale prices. So it doesn't take much to bump that up, but it's good to see that we're kind of on track from where we were last year. In fact, we're almost right exactly where we were last year. As far as how do you find our stats each month, you all know to go to iowarealtors.com/housing-stats. That's found by coming up here to the top of the website. You go to iowarealtors.com and you can just simply go to news and market stats and not type in the rest of that. It'll bring you to this page. And your first graphic you'll see is the county by county statistics, which you can actually interact with. And then when you click on the infographic, it'll take you to what we basically use as our placeholder for the press release information here. And then the market review is the one, again, where you can spend a little bit more time and interact with down to the city level on this as well. You can also go year to date versus 13 months back. So anyway, that's the report for the month. It's overall a positive one, maybe a little bit slower for sellers, but home buyers out there are enjoying having a little bit more time to search for homes. So that's it for this month, and we will see you all again in about 30 days from now. Stay safe and enjoy the colder weather. Bye-bye.